Kennard was shooting the ball well. I mean, he couldn't miss. And let's not forget about Boogie Cousins. He wasn't big in the scoring department, but he had 10 rebounds in about 15 minutes, so it was good to see him getting out there doing this thing as well.
Certainly he was productive in the time that you mentioned. We have to talk about Jaren Jackson Jr. returning. He made his season debut. He was out the entire season up until this game against the Clippers. What did you see that you liked out of him?
Well, I like the fact that he had a couple of athletic plays at the rim. He's able to still hit a couple of threes. So we know what he does. Jaren Jackson Jr. is what the new NBA is all about. Hybrid bigs that can move well, play defense on the perimeter in the paint, and still give you that three-point shot right there. So guys that can block shots, move their feet on the pick and roll, finish at the rim like this, but still give you that three-point ability, those type of big men are what the NBA is all about. Jaren Jackson Jr. is only going to make this Memphis team better as he gets more acclimated and gets in better shape. But this was a tough loss tonight for Memphis.
Yes, it was, but we are so glad to see Triple J back in action for the Grizzlies. Okay, it's time now, Brendan, for our winning performance, fueled by Gatorade. Talking about the Clippers playing without their leading scorers, and look, we had some productivity.
Man, Luke Kennard getting it done, Marcus Morris Sr., Terrence Mann. I really like Terrence Mann. I've liked his game since Florida State. And Zubac, he's just steady and solid. He always shows up ready to play and do whatever the coaching staff needs him to do.
No Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard, no problem for the Clippers. All right, let's take a look and see what happened with the Denver-Portland game. Starting things off with Jokic. Getting the lay-in, that ties it at 101.
Looking like the future MVP. I see you, big fella.
And then Lillard cutting the deficit to 1. Jokic shoots it but misses it, and then the rebound gets tied up.
Okay, so we got a little jump ball here with 8.6. Yeah, that's definitely a foul right there, though. Even though we're going to a jump ball, the officials got to call that. That's a clear foul.
And then an opportunity. Covington with the ball, and Norman Powell, no good on the baseline.
Got a good look, just didn't fall. I mean, Norman Powell, he's hit that shot time and time again. Just didn't fall tonight.
Tough loss. Portland by 1. Oof. Jokic, 25 points. 50% shooting from the field with 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Damian Lillard had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists on his return to action. Take a look at Minnesota and Sacramento. Buddy Hield with the three-pointer gives the lead to the Sacramento Kings.
Buddy buckets. If he's behind the three-point line, you better have a hand up. If not, he's going to do things like this. That's way too easy a shot for Buddy Hield with the game on the line.
That always surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, that was a mix-up on the screen and roll coverage right there by Minnesota. You can see it, 2 guys go to Harrison Barnes, and Harrison makes the right play like all UNC guys do, and he finds Buddy Hield wide open for 3.
You are relentless with it, and I
really
love
am.
it, Brendan
You know this
Haywood.
to be true.
Karl Anthony Towns for the lead, but no.
I like Karl Anthony Towns not selling, going to the basket. Looked like he got pushed a little bit. They might have been able to call a foul right there, but that's a shot that he can make. So I'm even though it didn't go in, I like the shot. Just the execution wasn't there.
Out of bounds play, last chance, and no possession. Turn the ball over. Kings hold on to win 128-125 over the Timberwolves. There's your final box right there. Cat Towns with 26, 5 boards, 6 assists. De'Aaron Fox with 30, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. All right, it's time to send you on a quick break. Joel Embiid, he filled it up today. Brendan Haywood. Points, 8 assists for CP3.
Hey, man, Chris Paul aging like fine wine. He ain't have to cross my man Danny Green over like that. And look at this move by Embiid right here. Come on, just moving through London with the Euro step. Nothing DeAndre Ayton can do. And right here, this is really good defense by Devin Booker, but this is better offense by Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid, 38, 17 boards. And then watch this play. Almost.
Oh! If that would have went in, like I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. I mean, to have the awareness to catch the ball, rebound it, and fling it because he knew the time wasn't there, and then almost have that shot go in, that's crazy. Everybody in a Philly uniform thought that shot was going in.
Everybody in the world thought that shot was going in. Great clock awareness by Joel Embiid. 38 points, 17 assists for Embiid in a losing effort. Phoenix won 2 straight, and they are still sitting near the tippy top of the Western Conference at number 2. All right, speaking of the top of the conference, the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Toronto Raptors. No James Harden, no Kevin Durant, so Kyrie Irving there to put in some work.
Listen, when those guys aren't there, that means Uncle Drew's going to get a lot of shots, so you better guard that guy, especially from there and there. Gary Trent, got to get closer than that.
28 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, a near triple-double for Kyrie Irving. But the Raptors were not going to lay down.
Yeah, and OG Anunoby, man, nice drive right there on Blake Griffin, and there's Kyle Lowry getting it done from 3. Put a little bit of Lowry on.
Yes, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists for Lowry. In the second half, they go back at it.
Ooh, okay. Oh, hey, OG Anunoby can't be doing my rook like that. That was my rook. Joe Harris is my rookie. He can't be dunking on my rook like that.
Fred VanVleet knocking down the 3.
He's so calm, cool, and collective, and this is a guy that really stepped up tonight. I'm glad to see him playing well as Toronto is trying to make that push towards the playoffs, or at least that play-in scenario. Siakam obviously didn't have the year people thought he would have this year, but starting to play a little bit better now.
Yes, and Toronto won 4 straight. Keep in mind, they're not playing in Toronto. Reminder, they're in Tampa, which makes it even more impressive. Let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings at the top, Brendan. 76ers at number 1, Brooklyn only a half game behind them, and the Bucks a little further down as we wind down the season.
Yeah, this is a very interesting list. Philly is at the top, obviously. The Nets, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to, even though they're only a half game back, they have so many injuries. James Harden might not be back for the regular season. We don't know when we'll see KD. So I'm not sure if Brooklyn is going to be able to catch Philly. And I think that Milwaukee is going to be probably in third to stay unless Brooklyn goes on a losing streak. But like those 3 teams are obviously the class of the Eastern Conference right now.
So interesting to see, Brendan, how this season has evolved with everything that we've had to deal with. Now, this is what we've all been waiting to see, the Shooter Showdown. Comparing the scoring, number 1 and number 2 scores right now in the NBA. You talk about getting buckets, these 2 personify it.
Listen, these 2 guys definitely know how to score the ball. Steph Curry gets it done a little bit better from 3. Bradley Beal gets it done from all over the court, and they were going at it tonight.
All right,
I was watching this live, Steph. I was watching this one live.
You had to get it. I understand. Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook. We didn't even mention him yet. Westbrook, spoiler alert, he gets it done.
Ooh, but this was probably the ugliest part of the game. Denny Avdia. Ugly play, all of his weight falls down on his ankle. He's in immense pain right away. This is a sad sight to see, and man, oh man, we just had way too many injuries this basketball season.
That was unfortunate. Hairline fracture of the ankle is what they're saying. He's out for the season. Denny Avdia is for the Wizards. Kelly Oubre Jr. playing his former team.
And listen, whenever you play in your former team, you like to let them know what they're missing. And speaking of guy not missing, Steph Curry right there getting it done, but he was only 2 of 14 from 3, 7 of 25 from the field. Not his best scoring night. And there's Russellmania going down the lane with reckless abandon.
Bradley Beal laying it in.
They don't call him real deal Bradley Beal for nothing, Steph. I know you live in the DMV, so you get to see a lot of that right there. Bradley Beal get buckets.
His game has evolved greatly.
And this right here, I thought this game was going into overtime, and somehow, some way, Andrew Wiggins misses the bunny, and the Washington Wizards survive. Don't look now, but the Wizards are playing some pretty good basketball of late.
Yes, they are. In fact, have won 6 in a row. The Washington Wizards have. Golden State, Steph Curry, you said he didn't have his greatest night. Still 18 points. I mean, that is a very respectable evening for most people in this league.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Steph gets it done.
Moving on, Trae Young and the Hawks taking on the New York Knicks. Trae Young starting off things early.
Okay, I like Trae. I like Trae with the glasses on. They call them Trae bands.
And then the lay-in for Trae Young. Now watch this play. He goes up and comes down awkwardly, lands on the defender's foot, and unfortunately, Trae Young ends up leaving the game, does not return.
Ooh, and he turned his ankle really, really good. Steph, we're both hoopers. We know how much that hurts when you turn that ankle all the way over like that. Man, oh man, wishing Trae Young a speedy recovery because he's playing great. And Atlanta was playing some of the best basketball we've seen in Atlanta in a long time.
They were. Trae Young, negative X-ray. That's good news. MRI scheduled for Thursday for Trae Young.
There go that man, Steph. There go that bully, Julius
Knicks.
Randle.
My goodness.
Whenever the Knicks are in trouble, they need a basket, they go to that guy, and for good reason.
That's a great sign of an up-and-coming team, right, Brendan, when you have a go-to player.
Yeah, speaking of go-to guys, Bogdanovich getting it done from three right there.
And it's Randle with the attempt. Overtime.
In studio, and we talked about that finish. It's always hard to watch because you don't know how much time's left on the clock, right?
Yeah, you do. And I look at this and I'm going, oh, boy. I'm not like the Nuggets were trying to wind the clock, but there was enough time for Portland to get a good shot. They're about 9 different on that. And I'm like, oh, this is not good because missing Jamal Murray, that two-man game, as you say, Katie, is so lethal, and they don't have that. But fortunately, Joker has to take a tough shot three, doesn't get it, but Aaron Gordon pays a big dividend on that offensive rebound.
Yeah, it felt like down the stretch the Nuggets took care of the hustle stats, and they made some extra effort plays that really made a big difference. But, Hans, I'm going to take a drink of your glass of water and say the defense down the stretch was so phenomenal. I mean, that bench unit started things off. They had some turnovers, and then the starters just kind of picked up where the bench left off, and they finished the game. And I just think the numbers down the stretch and what they held Portland to was really something special, and that's what led to this win.
Well, let's show you the final moments of fourth quarter, the decisive fourth quarter. It was a tie game, 101, 2 minutes to play, and players making plays. In this case, P.J. Dozier with a pretty pass from Will Barton to give the Nuggets the lead, a lead they would never relinquish. Here comes Dame right back at you, tying it up again. Then down by 3. Lillard. Easy lane to the bucket for Dame Lillard, and it's a 1-point game again. Joker, looks like you got fouled there. They didn't call it, but Aaron Gordon, big rebound.
Big rebound. This is during the jump ball. You got to you seal off. You use your body. You create space like it's a rebound. No, you give Portland an extra chance. But how about this defense? I mean, the Nuggets recognizing they don't have time to make extra passes. So 2 and 3 guys just flew at Powell. He had a look, but he didn't make it.
Katie, it seems like the Nuggets are so good when there's chaos.
They thrive in chaotic situations, but it seems like they thrive when people count them out, too. It's like, man, they're not playing very well tonight. They're not playing their best basketball. People are doubting if they're going to win, and they just find a way to make things happen, and they find a way to get the job done. I think tonight their offense wasn't really clicking in the way they wanted it to, and they said, okay, we got to rely on something else. We got to rely on the defense, and I think that started with the bench unit, too.
Bench play was a problem in the first half. They couldn't score. But in the second half, when Portland took that lead in the third quarter and the Nuggets had to go to the second unit produced. Did they ever? They scored, they defended, they regained the lead. There's the new guy, Austin Rivers, get it out to Shaq Harrison, to Uncle Paul for 3. And the ball movement was nice.
Yeah, P.J. Dozier really struggled until the fourth quarter. How about Paul? Just put the body in the way, and you're not going to outrun him, but he did. Austin Rivers, a huge three-point shot.
His first 3 is a Denver Nugget. Again, the defense leading to offense. Just throw it out there. Now finish it. I'll finish it. P.J. Dozier. My favorite play from P.J. is the one that didn't count.
I know.
The follow-up dunk.
That was a little warm-up right there, the put-back dunk.
You know what that reminds me of, though? It reminds me of the Jamal Murray dunk against the Bucks that he got called for an offensive foul. Granted, it's not to that scale, but that PJ putback at that point of the game was something that, man, would that have, like, the Nuggets won, so it doesn't really matter, but would that have shifted the momentum, and would that have gotten the Nuggets all riled up? Because that was an amazing putback.
The Nuggets finished with 1 more 3 than the Blazers tonight, and that was the difference. I mean, 1 point was the difference. Those 3s made all the difference in the world. Facu Campazzo, who went through that stretch with the 3 ball where he couldn't hit, Well, they left him open several times tonight, and he made them pay, Hands.
Oh, yeah. Look at Joker knows it. And he's shooting with no hesitation. If he can get it off, he's shooting, and he's been delivering.
I'll be really interested to know if anybody talked to him to pick him up after that last game, because the Grizzlies were playing off of him. They wanted him just take those shots. And tonight he stepped in with so much confidence. And that's what you have to do as a shooter. You have to think next shot, forget about what happened in the past, and believe you're going to knock down the next one. And Facu came out and did that tonight. And again, I mean, the numbers will balance out. You hate to see it be that dramatic where he goes basically 0 in a game and then goes almost perfect. Maybe a little bit more consistency there, but great to see Facu Campazzo come out, leave that game against the Memphis Grizzlies behind, and just be confident in what he was doing from the three-point line.
4 of 5 from distance, and they needed all 4 of them. He scored all 12 points from distance.
You know, we go back to defense, and Katie said this at halftime. What's the Nuggets record when they out-rebound a team by 5?
5 or more.
What is it?
24-2.
Yeah.
Well, now they're 25-2.
25-2.
There it is.
Because they 46
battle of the
rebounds
boards,
and 41
baby.
rebounds.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Tell you what, the folks that are odds makers in this business know what they're doing. The Nuggets were favored by
Unbelievable.
1.5. Well, they didn't beat the number, but they won the game.
Yeah.
1.5 was the difference. They win by 1. Some of the prop bets would the Nuggets win between 6 and 10. That didn't happen. Aaron Gordon scoring 12 points. They need more scoring out of him.
Yeah, good. He can hit open threes, but not threes off the move. I like him there, and I like him attacking the glass or physical points around the hoop. That's where I like him, Kate.
I don't want him to settle for those outside threes, Hands. I want him to attack the basket, get to the free throw line, maybe even post up a few more times for this Nuggets team.
When we come back on the Toyota Locker Room Report, Coach Malone talks about his team's comeback in Portland. To the microphone tonight. First of all, Austin, welcome to Denver, my man. Do you hear us, Austin? Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Maybe I should yell. Austin, do you hear us? I'm over here in Denver. I don't think he hears us right now, but I wanted to get his perspective because here he is joining a new team on a 10-day contract. They're coming back to us, I'm told. Hold on a second. Let's see. We'll try this again here momentarily as soon as they get that fixed up. In the process, can you fix your collar? I can't talk to a man whose collar's off.
Is my collar up?
Yeah.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks for telling me. Yeah.
I got to keep my 6 feet here.
What a crazy finish.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable. We're going to diagram this next game. One of the things that I see with the Nuggets, little things make a huge difference, but jump balls.
Yeah.
There is a strategy to jump balls. You just don't get lucky, and the Nuggets were almost unlucky on that.
All right, I'm told Austin Rivers can now hear me all the way from Portland. Austin, welcome to Denver.
Sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
What do you think of your new team?
Oh, man, I love it. The way they move the ball. Everybody's in unison. The energy is so positive here, man, just to be a part of this. I'm so thankful to be here.
Second unit, when you were in there in the third quarter, I thought was the key to this game because Portland built that 7-point cushion and you guys battled back. You did it with defense, didn't you?
Yeah, we just, we weren't making some shots in the first half. So, when that's not happening, you got to hang your hat on defense. And then in the second half, shots start to fall and, we were able to just put some points together and put a little run in, and then those guys came in and finished it off.
Austin, how do you see your role on this team? What should Nuggets fans expect?
Man, just energy every night, just in attack mode. I don't ease into the game at all. I just come in whenever my name's called and just be in attack mode on both ends of the floor and just try to make the right reads. I'm always looking to score and make a play. And on defense, I'm always trying to guard the other team's best player just to put, pressure off some other guards who are out there playing heavy minutes. So just coming in and playing as hard as I can, trying to help out wherever I can.
You've played against Nikola Jokic for many years. Right now, he is the front runner for MVP.
Man.
Any doubt to that?
Yeah. Man, he you know what? You don't really realize it until playing with him. His patience is something like I've never seen. You can't speed him up. He makes the reads. He knows the other team's plays, every single one. I've only been here for about a week, but he's already one of the most high IQ players I've ever been around. So it's easy playing with him. When in doubt, you give him the ball, you move, he'll find you. So it's been amazing, and I look forward to building that energy with him.
Austin Rivers, welcome to Mile High Basketball, man. Hope to see more of you for many days to come. All righty. Nuggets win.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Take care, buddy. Nuggets win with a frenetic finish in Portland. By the way, the Nuggets have now beaten the Blazers 9 of 11 times. The Nuggets are now 8-1 in this division. What a win on the road.
Unbelievable. 38-20 overall. They hit this stretch that they're on. And first half was offense. Katie's second half, I'm the defensive guy. I mean, 21 points holding Portland to in the fourth quarter. That was a difference maker.
Absolutely. That stretch from the second unit, and they weren't playing very well in the first half. They were struggling to score. Their defense, I feel like the word to describe it was just tenacity. That bench unit can defend, and they put that on the floor, but it's really hard to see the dividends of what you're doing when you're having problems scoring like they were. And in the second half, we saw their defense turn into offense, and I think that was the spark that really got this Denver Nuggets team going. It was a weird game, though. The last two games have been weird, like the Memphis win, and then anytime you can take on a division opponent on the road and get the win, regardless of what it looks like, you take that.
Listen, when we come back on the Toyota Locker Room Report, I want to replay the final few seconds from the jump ball all the way to Jamal Murray. Successful ACL surgery. There he is. I don't know how soon after surgery he posted that. Looked a little tired, but guess what, Jamal? Your team, perfect. Since you went down 4-0. The Nuggets without Jamal.
And remember, he walked into the Nuggets locker room after he found out about the ACL and said, next man up. Like, that was the mentality that he wanted his teammates to have.
And next man has come up and shined for this team. Here's Coach Malone.
Coach, close game down the stretch there. You hold Damian Lillard to a low total. What can you say about the defense throughout this game?
Yeah, I mean, overall, the defense on Dame was terrific. To your point, 2 of 10 from 3. I thought Facu to start. I thought Shaq Harrison off the bench, PJ Dozier at times, and all of our bigs, because you can't guard Damian Lillard one-on-one. They put him in pick and rolls. So you hear us preach all night long. The guards have to be into and over, and the bigs have to be up at the level to make life as hard as you can for a truly great player in Damian Lillard. So, and most pleasing was third quarter, they go on an 18-2 run. To go up by 10. I thought we lost our composure a little bit in that third quarter. I got unsettled, especially on the offensive end. But fourth quarter defense held them to 21 points, I think 29% from the field, and only 2 of 7 from 3. So the defense late was a big part of us pulling out this road win against a division rival. Thank you.
Mike Singer.
Hey, Michael, you just kind of alluded to it, but how much did tonight feel like a complete and total team effort? All 5 starters in double figures, huge contributions from the bench and PJ and Shaq. Like, this was not a Nikola Jokic, star-driven game.
Yeah, it was, to your point, Mike, it was a team effort. I thought the second unit of, Shaq, PJ, JaMychal, Paul, Austin Rivers, I thought those guys were really good. And even in the second quarter when they were in there, their defense was terrific. We held them to 21 points in the second quarter as well. Couldn't make a shot. We were generating really good looks. Unfortunately, they didn't go down. But our defense kept us in it in that second quarter. And then I thought that they built us a little bit of a lead in that fourth quarter before I brought our starters back around the 6.5-minute mark. So, Nikola gets 25, 9 and 5, but Michael 17, Aaron 12, Will 14, Facu 12. And I was going to go back with Facu, but I thought PJ, his size and physicality and him getting engaged on the glass was really important for us. So total team effort to your point.
Brandon Christel.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Austin Rivers a little bit. What's kind of the expectation for him in terms of, I don't know, do you ease him in or you just kind of up his minutes and see how it goes? Because he wants to just come in and fire, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said this morning, Brandon, we didn't sign Austin, so I could go out to lunch with them. We signed him to go out there and play, considering our injury status right now with no Monte, no Jamal. And I felt in that first half, you got to remember, he hasn't played a competitive game in almost 2 months. And you can't replicate an NBA game. You can work out, you can stay in shape, but you can't replicate it. And though in that first half, he kind of got his feet wet. In that second half, obviously, got to the foul line. I thought that kind of probably allowed him to calm down,
hits a big three, played good defense. And, you know, I'm sure as we go along, you know, we got a lot of guys playing well. I mean, but that's what I loved about tonight. We got Shaq Harrison and Austin Rivers out there who, I mean, they just got here and they're helping us win games. So really happy for those guys because that's not easy to do against a good team like Portland. They're struggling a little bit, but you know, we knew this would be a hell of a challenge to start off this 2-game road trip.
Esteban Abed.
Hi, Coach. Congrats for the win. How proud are you of the team about this victory of tonight? And what can you tell me about the offensive game from Facu?
Yeah, really proud. I mean, to go on the road and beat a division opponent is always great. It's always going to be hard. You know, we know Portland very well. They know us very well. And we knew it would be a team that had a great sense of urgency. You know, they're 3-7 in their last 10. Damian Lillard had missed their last 3 games. So really proud of our guys for finding a way to pull this out and really clamp down on the defensive end in that fourth quarter. As far as Facu goes, I mean, 27 minutes. He goes 4 of 5 from 3, shooting the ball lights out. The smallest guy in the court grabs 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and again, some really good defense. You know, I thought he guarded Ja Morant really well last game. I thought he guarded Damian Lillard tonight really well. And that's what he brings. Every night, you know, Facu's going to compete at the highest level.
All right, Coach, we got time for one more. We're going to end with Ryan Blackburn.
Coach, Michael started with 17 points on 8 of 8 tonight. They really slowed him down after that. What really stopped him there? What did the Blazers do well to stop him there?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, he had the hot hand in the first quarter, played great. And the funny thing about it wasn't like we were just trying to run plays for Michael Porter. That's the beauty of our offense. And when you can play through a center like Nikola, he's going to make the right read and make everybody better. We were getting a lot of those looks from Michael just off of ball movement and playing the game, which is when we're at our best. And as the game went along, it took different, ebbs and flows. But they definitely did lock into him, try to take away his airspace, run him off the three-point line. And that's where he has to find other ways to impact the game. But I think somebody said it earlier, when you have all 5 starters in double figures and your bench plays well, this was truly a team effort. I'm going to sign off by saying happy birthday to my father. Love you. Hope you had a great day, Dad.
Thank you, Coach.
That's saying something. We're so used to Joker putting up ridiculous numbers. 25, 9, and 5. Anybody's going to take that, right?
Yeah.
25, 9, and 5. And you still win the game. You need help in this league.
Yeah, you do all the time. I mean, but even Joker, down the stretch, Katie, they went to him on the block. He got fouled twice, made 3 out of 4 free throws. Those were big plays because your defense is so good at that point. Any points you get are huge, and Joker delivered some.
We've talked a lot about how Jokic has had to step up, and obviously they wanted more from him with Jamal Murray being gone. But what we maybe haven't talked about detail-wise in this is how defenses change how they're guarding him with Jamal Murray not being in the game. Like that 2-man game that they're so used to going to and having to pay attention to where Jamal is because he can knock it down from anywhere on the floor, that's gone now. And so how do you adjust and what changes because of that? And teams can devote so much more attention to what Nikola Jokic is doing. So having guys around him stepping up relieves so much pressure from what he has to do. He's going to do it regardless. He's going to continue to step up and produce. But to have guys around him step up and make big plays is really big for the Nuggets' success moving forward.
Coming up next, we will hear from the soon-to-be MVP, Nikola Jokic.